Dear students, let us start the discussion on today's question, that is 30th December 2016. Now, how we are going to work on these things. First, I will discuss how I will be presenting an answer, and most of the students when they write the answer, they quote the similar points, but the presentation styles vary from one student to the other student. So in this case, I'll keep various answers for comparison in this particular exercise. First, we will be discussing the questions. Different styles are written by the students, some 3 to 4 styles we take for comparison. And there is no one best way of doing the things in answer writing. It shall be your convenience that is most important. Because you might have learned from very beginning a style of writing, and that brings in greater comfort, and also you can innovate on your own style rather than trying to learn the style of someone else. So that is why I clearly state that this way of writing, if it is in accordance with your style, take the points from it. If not, try to continue with your own style. The first thing is, in my style of writing, I try to take the keyword from the question to initiate the answer. So, Indian society and economy is the keyword. And then I need to orient this keyword to the dimension of the question, that is digital economy. So, first keywords are being selected, and then dimension of the question. So, here the question is majorly focusing on India's challenges to transform itself as a digital economy. And then, while adding points for this, you need to quote examples, reports of committees, or you need to give certain information, statistical data to substantiate your answer. This is what I call it as value addition. And finally, you need to go for a conclusion because the question specifically asks for your opinion. So, conclusion. On these issues, I have a conclusion. What India is needed is digital inclusion first, and then inclusive economy. So without digital inclusion, a digitally inclusive economy may not be possible. So that's what is my opinion. So I also made my opinion with regard to this particular question. Now, with regard to the keyword, Indian society and economy are diverse. So Indian society and economy has many diversities and also divides. These divides exist and overlap with levels of literacy, and then the incomes, and these also overlap between rural and urban areas. Something kind of this I start writing an answer. So the next thing is, if India has to digitally transform, then it needs to have the availability of the technology and affordability of the people to the same technology. So, the following can be considered as the major challenges in this perspective for India's transformation into digital economy. One is digital divide. You can talk about value addition point. In the network readiness index, India's ranking. And the second point is challenges of security. And you can quote the Venezuela as a point to support your answer. Venezuela has moved towards the digital economy, but later moved back into the cash economy because of the threats of cybersecurity. And the third thing is, we also talk about technology and affordability of technology. And then e-participation of the people. Now, if you take about the psychological barriers exist among many people towards technology. Even in the most developed countries such as United States of America, the technological transformation is not complete. And the second is world people, and then low income groups are the more aversive to use the technology, and the comfort which the cash brings in and the confidence, it has got psychological connotations. But however, as India's cash to GDP ratio, it is around 12%, which is highest among its peers. It needs to transform into digital economy sooner or later. But however, how we transform is the major question. So, the first is we need to bridge the digital divides and the rural urban gender and other income divides. And the second thing is the banking sector has to spread to the nook and corner of the country. And above all, the digital technology shall facilitate the financial inclusion but not the financial divide. For example, with the recent demonetization effort, the worst affected are farmers, people from informal sector. This is what is the point I write about. And finally, with regard to conclusion, so the OECD has given 4 stages in transforming a country towards a cashless economy. So these 4 stages you will be mentioning about. So the essence is any transformation has to be gradual and the society shall be prepared for the said transformation. That is your opinion. So this is what my style of writing will be for this question. Now let us analyze how the students did. Now let's take the PK's answer over here. Yes, he has got very good articulation, but I'll give you Da Vinci's word. Simplicity is the most sophistication. Now you see the sentence length of PK. Now each sentence has crossed 30 to 35 words. Now it means if I start reading the answer over here, almost up to third line I see only one sentence generally. So it means lengthy sentences are his problem. And second, in between he has deviated from the question and he has explained more about the technological transformation in India or technological transformation in the world. And then after that he came back into the answer, but in between it appears as deviation. But however, see, increasing awareness, financial literacy, digital infrastructure, chief financial technologies are also ensuring is the key. Now these are points in their own self. If I am in his position, I could have better explained these particular terms and then I could also have quoted certain examples to substantiate my answer. So yes, this answer is good, but simplicity is the virtue in the exam. We need to ensure this simplicity. Now, let's come to this answer. So this a student, yes, the simplicity and that particular freshness in the answer is clearly visible. Yes, if I see intellectual level, the answer of PK is far ahead than this answer. But in UPSC somehow, the examiner is more interested towards simple answers, simple and straight answers. Now in this question, the beautiful point is how she has put the side headings. It means she has decreased my effort to look into the points into the answer. And then, with regard to the measures, she was unable to give many points. But however, the way forward, these are the things which are not required. The greatest strength of this student is the simplicity in presentation. If you can see a size of a sentence and then how she has tried to present it, the vocabulary is very simple and at the same time, one weakness is there in this answer. So whatever the thing she has started, for example, she has started presenting with the side headings, but in between she dropped the same thing. Now if you are writing in one style, try to continue with that style till the end. Now let's come to the rhythms answer. See here, this is purely a point format of presentation. It has its advantages because it directly hits the point towards the examiner. But she also has failed to give her opinion towards the question. Now coming to Gagi's answer, see her introduction over here. She has totally deviated from what is the demand of the question and she started writing about the demonetization. Now the question is not about demonetization. You can at best quote this demonetization as an example, but the demand of the question is much about India's ability to transform into digital economy. Yes, she has addressed those points over here, but however, in the start of the answer, she appeared more deviated. Almost she has taken up 70 to 80 words to explain how the demonetization has affected the country, which is not the demand of our question. So, these are the various observations. Now, if you are planning to write the answer, you make your strategy by comparing these different styles of presentation. Thank you very much. All the best.